Hi everyone, this is Brian Hayes and welcome to an introductory discussion to playing major chords on the Nashville 9th tuning pedal steel guitar. I've got my beautiful Mullen G2 D9th A6 12-string universal tuning pedal steel here. Now the exciting thing is, for all of you who are using the standard E9th Nashville tuning, the first 8 strings on this universal tuning that I have tuned to D9th, so that's the same as the Nashville E9th tuning but down one full tone. The first 8 strings of my tuning here are absolutely identical to the Nashville E9th tuning, the most common tuning for the pedal steel guitar, and my 9th string is the same as the conventional 10th string on the Nashville E9th tuning. So even though I've got a universal tuning here quite different to most pedal steel tunings, we can speak in the standard Nashville 9th terminology, and it's just the fret numbers that I refer to will be 2 frets higher than if you are playing these same exercises on an E9th tuning rather than a D9th. Now all I want to cover in today's tutorial is the 3 different ways to play the standard major chord, the most common chord in music, using the first and second pedals and one of our knee levers. So if we start and focus on strings 5, 4 and 3, and for me on the 5th fret, but remember if you're playing an E9th pedal steel that will be on your 3rd fret. If we strike strings 5, 4 and 3, that's a G major chord. If we now look at the effect of implementing our first and second pedals on that pedals up G major chord, the first pedal raises our 5th string, the note D, up a tone, up to E. The second pedal raises our 3rd string, the note B, up a semitone, up to the note C. The 4th string remains unaffected by the first and second pedals. So we end up with this sound. Perhaps the most famous chord change sound on a pedal steel guitar, because we're changing the notes D, G and B. We leave our bar on the same fret position. Those notes now become, with both pedals down, E, G and C. A G chord becomes a C chord. Now that of course is the same anywhere on the fretboard. From the pedals up position, if we press the first and second pedals down and we strike strings 5, 4 and 3, we go up a major 4th. So if we play an A major chord, in my case on the 7th fret, in the E9th tuning on the 5th fret, A major becomes D major when we press our pedals down. So that means if we go up, in my case, to the 12th fret, that's a D major chord. A major 4th up from D is G. So now we've got a pedals down version of the G major chord and a pedals up version, and we can slide between the two. Okay, now the missing link there is I've got to go from fret 5 up to fret 12. Fret 5 with pedals up, fret 12 with pedals down gives me G major. Halfway in between, on the 8th fret of the steel, if I engage the first pedal and the knee lever that raises the 4th string up a semitone, I get a perfect G major chord sitting halfway between the pedals up G chord on the 5th fret and the pedals down G chord on the 12th fret. So now I've got a smooth transition to keep playing that same major chord as I slide up the neck. And that's a very common Nashville steel technique. Lloyd Green, the great Nashville steel guitarist Lloyd Green, is said to have added that knee lever for the very purpose to be able to have an intermediate major chord between the pedals up and the pedals down chord. And of course we could end up a full octave higher from how we started by, in my case, going up to the 17th fret. So this chord, take it up 12 frets and it's up a full octave. So I'll now play those 4 different inversions of the major chord. So pedals up, first pedal and the 4th string knee lever raising up, pedals down, pedals up again, up an octave. So I'll play that this time without talking. And there you have it. That's an introduction to the magic of the pedal steel guitar. I'm going to finish now by playing a clip of me performing the beautiful song Amazing Grace on pedal steel, and I also take a slide dobro solo. If you watch my bar movements during this song, it starts in the key of E and then it moves into the key of G. But you'll notice that my bar movements as I play the melody do exactly what we've just talked about here today. You'll see that I'll often start in the pedals up position down low on the neck, go to an intermediate position for the major chord, then pedals down and also an octave higher. Amazing Grace only has essentially major chords in it. 3 major chords in the key of E, essentially E, A and B. I do play some 7th chords and some suspended 4th chords, and I do a lot of harmony, but hopefully you'll hear and see the impact of the various ways to play a major chord and to slide between those inversions in a famous melody, Amazing Grace. Bye for now.